expressions were introduced to C++ in the C++11 standard. In this video, I'll take you through the syntax, structure, and terminology of lambda expressions using a simple example. We start with the trivial example, the minimum viable lambda expression, if you will. Here we have an empty capture list, an empty parameter list, and an empty compound function body. Now these three elements are required, but they can be empty. And this statement here is valid syntax in C++11 or later. In this video, we'll only deal with empty capture list. But I will tell you briefly what it is. Basically, it lets you specify how and what variables can be accessed from the scope of the lambda's function body. You can specify how they are accessed, by reference or by value, but we'll come back to this in a later video. Suppose we want to compute the hypotenuse of a right triangle. We've created a lambda expression here to do so. In this case, we have an empty capture list, a parameter list passing two doubles x and y, an exception specification, namely no except, telling the compiler that this function doesn't expect to throw any exceptions. Our return type from the lambda is a double, and what we return is the square root of x squared, or x times x, plus y squared, the calculation for the hypotenuse according to Pythagoras' theorem. Now, the return type double is optional. If it's not obvious to both the programmer or the compiler what the return type from the lambda should be, we should specify double. But in this case, it's fairly obvious. We know square root that